Yeah, baby. Yeah. The Mac is back. Back with another video. Hello, the initiated. My name is Marcus Junikala, and today we're having a look at Hemisphere by Fracture Sounds. Another Fracture Sounds library which they sent my way. This one is a guitar library. So my experience with guitar sample libraries is quite comprehensive, and in my experience, seems like it's really dang hard to make them. So far, the best playable sample libraries that I have and have come across are from Orange Tree Samples, and then companies like Hemisphere have done sort of a different approach. They're not as playable and realistic, but phrase or sort of other sample method based stuff, which I like. Scoring guitars, I really like good things there. But anyone who undertakes this effort gains my respect, because it seems like it's pretty darn difficult to do. I haven't played this at all yet. Well, that's not actually true. I played a few notes to set the limiter for this video. But the point I'm trying to make is I've only heard demo clips of this, like, I don't know, YouTube or audio clips. And it's sounding really great. Now, obviously, I love Fracture Sounds pianos, and now also the percussion that I played. And they are extremely playable. So I'm really interested in seeing how this plays and how realistic it sounds, because their other stuff that I've tried sounds extremely realistic and playable. So they call this an ambient cinematic guitar library. And actually, let's take myself to their website to actually have a look at what they say about this. So their Hemisphere, masterfully sampled electric guitars, emphasis on soft, delicate playing. I really like that. Perfect for cinematic music. Wide range of other genres as well. They got their sound design layers, which are the atmosphere layers. Onboard effects, 50 plus production ready presets. Cool. So this one carries the older interface compared to the ones I've seen on Tom Factory and Spotlight Piano. So it's by no means a bad interface. I actually do like this one as well. But I think the newer ones are just a step further. Is there anything else that I want to touch based on this website? No, it doesn't seem like so. So the plan for today is to go through all of the presets. I think we can pull that off. This isn't too bad considering some of the crazy shit we've done before. But you got 4 folders here. So you got basic, atmospheric, lo-fi, and pads and textures. So a lot of stuff here that immediately appeals to me. But before we get into it, some of the basics. Fracture Sounds did send me this copy. Otherwise, I'm not being paid to do this video. And also, as always, all opinions, both in good and bad, are my own. I haven't been asked to say anything one way or the other, nor would I ever do that on this channel or elsewhere. I don't know why I added that in there as a as a kind of asterisk, but you'll only hear Hemisphere in action. I have a limiter on my master bus to make the level decent for this video. That being said, I might have to, or probably will have to, adjust the limiter as we go along, because there are level differences between presets and also depending on what I play. So if you hear clipping, that's the limiter in action. If it's not, I'll let you know. I think that's about about it. Looking at the interface, you got color, transient emphasis. This is actually really useful because with guitars, you do want to play. It's a very transient heavy instrument, so you want to play with that. As always, atmosphere intensity, which basically intensifies the parameters of these atmosphere layers, which we have 3 of. Fret noise, that's actually super useful. We got a lo-fi effect, echo effect, and reverb. And then going into guitar tone, you get these different types in here. Cool, low cut, high cut, timbre shift, and air. So cool. Seems like a useful set of controls. We'll go in order, so we'll start with basic. This one is called beefy. And like I said, this is an almost entirely blind demo. Only played a few notes for the limiter to roughly set there, but I think that covers the basics. Make sure that we're recording. Yes, indeed we are. And this one is called beefy. Okay, very nice. You did hear a clip there in between. That was actually my CPU, which I saw from my DAW. Not quite sure what's going on there. I do have a reasonably big buffer size here. Hoping I'm not taxing my system too much by filming too many demos in one day, but I have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, it's not the library, it's the CPU clipping there. Okay, few things. Very, 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 very playable. It sounds very nice. Clearly what they nail is the effects part of this, making it very, very moody, very ambient. One of the things I'm feeling here is that I feel like there should maybe be an additional, even quieter dynamic range there. I'm trying to play as easy as I can, but I feel like it's slightly picking up a bit more of an impact than I would prefer to go for. And this seems to be like a common theme when these libraries are made. And that's, I'm sure, partly comes from how you mix it, how you balance the sounds. But this is very, very, very good. Just feeling like there could be an additional quieter, just like, you know, slightly plucking the strings. That would make the dynamic range versatility a lot greater. This one is called Bright. Like there, that's tremendous stuff. I feel like just like an additional dynamic there would make it even more intimate and sort of sensitive. But this plays really well. I love the tone of it. It's really nice. And I really like this kind of a sound, this kind of a tone that they've gone for. It's really right down my alley. Clean harmonics. again, very nice tone. I'm feeling like I want it to get even more sensitive, but this, you know, gets the emotion across. This is just like a personal quirk of mine. This one is clean. This plays beautifully. Like the control is perfect. The additional layer of the dynamic and the sensitivity that I'm yearning for, I think it's in part could be like a mixing thing, because I encounter this in many libraries. It's like the tone is maybe a bit too aggressive, because I'm kind of like, I feel like, yes, this is what I want to be expressing, but it's maybe the tone of it is just sort of a bit too impactful. Maybe I want less of that kind of transient or compression or kind of low body component of it in there. But yeah, I'm still wanting that next level of softness. This one is called Crunch. Okay, clipping the limiter here. That's very, very nice. Yeah, I'm trying to articulate because I'm not entirely convinced it's a matter of sampling a quieter dynamic, because I love the way the sound, like the touch of it, the performance, the feel of it is very, very, very good. Yeah, really good. But yeah, I would go for that just slight pluck. Like, I love when string instruments are played like so delicately and gently. Sometimes you just want like that tiny pluck. This one is called Delicate. Yeah, tone is perfect, especially in the harmonics. I'd want to go a bit gentler and quieter. Yeah, the tone, the texture, the touch of it is just perfect. Here in the low end, I feel like it get closer to the kind of dynamic level that I want. Here it sounds a bit louder to me. Here the harmonics play a lot better. I don't know if it's the effects or some of the other settings here. Yeah, so they got different types of harmonics, so there are differences there. Because that's clearly quieter than some of the other ones. It's nice. Not super guitar-like in a traditional sense, but it's just a beautiful sound. Limiter clipping. Let's pull that back. Beautiful in this range. Very, very nice. They really nailed all the tones and textures they want to go for. It's simply a matter of like taste and preference whether you would want to go quieter than that. It seems like clearly they don't want to, depending on the guitar expression tone. This one is called Sparkle. Push the limiter a bit more. Very tasteful and precise use of effects. And this one is called Teleclean, so Telecaster. Okay, so with some of these, there is clearly a quiet layer. This is as quiet as I can possibly play it. It is quiet, but it's not like, it still like sounds like a clear pull, whereas a very quiet dynamic would be just like a you know, like a I don't know what you would call it, brushing almost with the edge of your skin. I don't know, that's a weird way of putting it, but there the top end gets the aggressiveness brings that kind of nasally tone there, which can happen. and then there we had a CPU clip. Not quite sure what's happening there, but this one is called Twang. Another CPU clip. Yeah, the CPU clipping, kind of strange. I'm like, for the most part, looking at the performance here, it's just like doing a tiny sliver of stuff here. Let's see. I don't want to 6 samples right now, and that's pretty much the lowest I'd go for keeping certain sounds playable. For percussion, I would probably go even lower. For this kind of stuff, it's fine. Not sure what's causing that. I'm running this in Kontakt 7. I wonder if there's something specific to my system, and also, you know, obviously running recording software here, so could be some kind of a thing that's related to my system and not the library, but maybe somebody knows more. This one is called Warm Harmonics. This one again clearly has like a quieter dynamic level there, but it's kind of tricky to access sometimes. I would have to change the curve of the dynamics. I could do that on the keyboard, tweak that, or in Kontakt itself. But obviously I prefer if libraries kind of do these out of the box. This is really the most dynamic keyboard bed you can probably have. Certainly the one I've ever tried. This is dope for PK88. So yeah, I find that, you know, most great libraries immediately translate, but obviously that's not a hard and fast rule. It just depends on how things are configured, etc. Beautiful tone, beautiful texture. I would have to jump into the MIDI editor to drop some of those down, because it doesn't immediately convert based on my playing. And again, I'm not a professional player. I mean, I do this for a profession, but I'm not like a trained pianist or anything. So somebody with better control can immediately adjust to that. But yeah, I would have to jump in to pull certain notes down, because it does end up sounding more sort of synthesized once you get those louder dynamics in there. But otherwise, the tone here is beautiful. All right, let's go into atmospheric. So this is probably like some kind of a hybrid of a guitar and atmosphere layers, because we got the pads and textures which probably take out the original signal altogether. So this one is a safe place. Super nice. And that plays perfectly to me. Like, it seems like when these effects come into play. Again, Fracture Sounds really know how to do the effects just so beautifully and soulfully. Like, that's the key word for me when I think about what they do. It's soulful, it's emotional, it's the essence of I don't know, life itself that they seep into these. The one of the harmonics here, not the harmonics, but the texture, the tone, the touch here on the like here you can clearly hear the quieter dynamic, like a very sensitive pluck. That's perfect. I wonder if I look at the tone here. So this is called girthy, which is probably the best name I've seen in here so far. Yeah, there's clearly differences between the types in here. This is super nice. Oh, okay, I gotta move on because I'm gonna play that all day otherwise. But yeah, beautiful. Like, the guitar sounds super realistic, plays nicely, beautiful textures. You can go quieter in the dynamics, which I feel like emphasizes the effects and the soul of it even more. And beautiful, the atmosphere, great. This one is called Alone. Yeah, here we're getting, the dynamics are perfect. Like, I played that note, the F sharp, really quiet, and I got exactly what I was after. That's really nice. So this one is called Delicate. So yeah, depends on the type, clearly. But yeah, I just had to say that because that nailed it. Oh, that was perfect. This is so good. This is spot on. This is beautiful. Beautiful, this. And the high note was kind of I played it very quietly, gave this kind of a splash of a transient. That's really nice. Yeah, this nails it. This is perfect stuff. Exactly what I was hoping for and expecting, so yeah. Cloudwalkers. This sounds like a name that I would immediately love. Let's push the limiter a bit more because this is a clearly quieter patch. Beautiful tone. Obviously, that's a lot of that's like a big, vast soundscape. So if you don't want to go that far, dial it back. But beautiful tone, beautiful to play, very evocative, soulful. That's nice. Crystal Caverns. Beautiful. Great stuff. Default Skybox. doing the walk away. It's that good. It's that good. It just plays perfectly. So inspired by the sound. Here, where I want to go, I go there. It does the expression of the performance perfectly. It's this really nails it. So, guitar tone called Crystal. So, these do seem to make a big difference to the touch of it. So we'll probably have to at the end do like a stripped down, I don't know, testing of this to really understand where the perfect dynamics come from. But it seems like these types are really the way to solve that. Yeah, that's really good. Limiter clipping, bit of level issues or differences between the presets, but that's always to be expected, at least to some extent. Okay, so we had a limiter clipping plus a CPU clip. Pull down even more. It has no business being that good. That is just spot on. I love how I want to go for a certain performance, a certain touch on the note, and it just nails that. That's beautifully produced and mixed, by the way. Beautiful stereo imaging there. This one is called Distant Memory, and I'm already hearing quite a bit of noise, so kind of scared. Yeah, that's another one of those. We had a CPU clip in between, so it's not the library, but yeah, I mean, just they're so mature, so refined. Like, that could just be a track. I could immediately take this today and write an album of guitar ambient music, assuming I had enough time, but yeah, that's stupid good. That's quite loud. Pull back the limiter even more. Okay, that's I'm just gonna pull the gain all the way down. It's kind of a cool, it has like a attack sustain adjustment thing there. Nice option to have. that is like nails that sound. That is just, like I said, I could write an album with this right now. Just one of those, just like noodle around and yeah, obviously apply a tremendous amount of compositional brain power, but the review is very nice, kind of a warm blanket. This one is on broken glass. Beautiful tone, beautiful texture. Let me push the limiter a bit more. Beautiful, very immersive soundscape, but and the transients are perfect because it's kind of like, hear the pluck, you feel it hit you, but it doesn't take a lot of space, so it remains very cinematic, very ambient. Plumes. I love here on the quiet dynamics how it sounds precisely what I want to have. It's like a slight drawing of the string, nothing more. Yeah, this crystal type is really nice. One of those, it's just so spot on, like you're getting the sound right out of the box, assuming that's the sound you want to go for, but that's the sound I want to go for. Reaching the apex. Like a more like an effects based distant plucky thing. Very nice, just like a reversed patch, good effect that can be instantly cue creating. Yeah, like here even the quietest playing just gives a more plucky, more bodily sound. So really quiet, really difficult, impossible to go to that kind of very delicate sound that I'm after. Cool. nice, very pushed back. That could be great for certain sections. Alright, so going into lo-fi here. This one is called Asleep. So, not sure what to expect. I haven't heard any of these. I'm pretty, you know, sold by almost anything lo-fi, so interested in hearing how they do it. And making guitars sound lo-fi and interesting, kind of a tricky task, so we'll see. Very nice. Pulling back the limiter here a bit, give us a bit of room. Very nice, very tastefully done. Ooh, that's a bit of noise. Obviously intentional and stylistic. Yeah, that's pretty loud. So that's there if you want to go for that. Dreamy vibes. Very nice. Nails that tone. In my room, again, sounds very loud. Very cool tone, like exactly what they say, like very intimate, kind of, you know, not so it would be kind of a tone like that you would easily pull out of like a home amp in a not so ideal space and not so ideal knowledge of knowing what you're doing, but you know, in that context, taking that, made very, very refined. That's really cool. Gives you that kind of a intimate, open, naive tone to that. This one is called Last September. Shitty playing for my part. A big part of making guitar sample libraries actually sound good is actually playing parts that you would play on a guitar, so but also, that being said, if there isn't enough of that low-end dynamic, it can easily start to sound kind of synthetic, which the case with some of these, I would say, is true. With the ones that don't really have that very subtle low end dynamic. It's a horrible idea musically. Very lovely tone. Again, sounds like you're in a shitty room listening to that. Very intimate, very nice. Very nice. Doesn't take up a lot of space. Super immersive, super vibey. That's going to be great for, especially for other elements to come in there as well and kind of fill the soundscape. Kind of same case with that one. Nice. All right, so that was the Lofi folder. Going into pads and textures. So I probably like this quite a bit. We're gonna have to see where the limiter will sit, but this one is called Afterglow. Okay, the limiter is not gonna sit there. Very nice, very the beautiful mix, beautiful sound. Again, same thing. So the mod wheel appears to control the atmosphere intensity, which is very convenient. Beautiful sound design, beautiful sense of very subtle distortion and grit. Yeah, that's beautiful. Right down my alley. I'll definitely write something with that. Limiter clipping. There's a big level difference between many of these. Okay, first had CPU clipping, then limiter clipping. But, okay, I'll pull that back a bit to find some kind of a balance here. But beautiful, contemplative sound, very immersive. Limiter clipping. Yeah, I love stuff like that. Obviously, these more resonant presets are gonna be easily something that overwhelms a limiter in this kind of a use case. So something like a Soothe 2 to kind of taper that back is really nice. But the resonant sound is obviously essential for that tone, so you got to balance it. Yeah, that's S-tier stuff. Just stunning sound design. All the use of the effects, and that's stupid good. Cool. Yeah, that's beautiful. Just beautiful, beautiful sound design. Beautifully mixed. Kind of nice, nostalgic, puffy sound. That would be perfect for something like a carbon-based life forms type of a track. It's just kind of different atmospheres, different styles. I love having as many different, well, probably not infinite amount of these, but very nice selection of these different soundscapes. Just nails that sound, like that kind of a plucking going into something like a granular delay or something similar. Just absolutely perfect. We did have a CPU clip there in between, so the clipping was, again, not the library. Yeah, just S tier stuff right there. Okay, 2 left. Limiter clipping. This is a lot louder. Get a different tool, more resonant. Cool. Alrighty. So, went through all the presets. Very, like, super impressed by atmospheric, pads and textures. Lo-fi all sounded great as well. And much of the basic, depending on the guitar tone, should I say the type of the playing. Because, again, like, you know, beating a dead horse here, but the louder, less dynamic, lower dynamic range. Not my cup of tea, but again, that's going to be functional for certain types of parts. So yeah, I mean, just insane. I think lastly, what I just want to test a bit is let's do basic and let's do clean. And I wanna try and make this as neutral as possible. So, gonna turn off the atmospheres here and go through these different types. So, yeah, on their own. Limiter clipping, let's pull that back. That sounded really good. Okay, so they're definitely getting enough dynamic range. Very nice. It does kind of like, it has that specific tone, and in relation to that tone, I'm getting enough quietness as well. So that's very good. So this one is beefy. This one, kind of an odd mix. This range, very nice, works better. Here, I feel like I'm not getting loud enough quite here. And then some of the, let me play. Then the quiet ones sound sort of like maybe, seem like a bit over compressed. I'm sure they're probably not, but that's the impression I get. But again, it sounds a lot nicer like this compared to some of the presets where they used some of these sounds. This one is called Bright. So I'm trying to play as quiet as possible. These are actually responding really well, so. Yeah. This crystal one was in a certain preset. The effects play a lot to the impression of it, how quiet and sensitive it is. Because again here, in a certain preset, the delicate sounded just absolutely perfect, but it's how it plays with everything else going on with these effects and settings. So my guess would be they're actually fairly similarly sampled, but depending on everything else going on, it contextually shapes it. Because we do have this color control and also the transient emphasis, which I'm sure plays a big part. So let me actually play with those. Yeah, the transient emphasis definitely affects the impression of closeness and the impression of sensitivity. Yeah, massively. This makes it far more intimate, far more like you're playing more sensitively. Let's do -50. Okay, so then it transitions into this kind of attack sustain pedal type of a situation where it kind of sucks out the all of the transient there. So about 20, -20 is where the kind of realism or the actual sound of a played guitar begins to fade. So yeah, you immediately begin to hear some of the more sort of bigger body, bigger resonance. Immediately sounds like it's plucked harder. But then if I push this again, now it makes it sound more sort of flaky, like just the very edge of your skin is kind of like brushing the string. So kind of an interesting balance of things, because you get a more sensitive sound here at -20, then it kind of solidifies here in the in between, and then when you push all the way, the transient emphasis makes it very brushy. So that's good to know, because it means this has like a crap ton of versatility here. And my earlier takes on some of these sounding more intimate and having more dynamic range than the others is probably far less true than what I suspected. So that's very cool. This makes this immediately perhaps a bit more difficult to wrap your head around. Obviously, this is not super complex stuff, but compared to pulling it out of the box, it is. But makes this extremely versatile, and you can, just by using this, really affect the immersion and the impact of the part that you're working on. So very impressed by this, and this also gives me a lot of insight into how these guitar sounds are achieved. This one is girthy. So yeah, same principle works. Obviously here we're, for this sound, getting a lot more of that transient plosive, which is something to keep in mind. But yeah, this is very nice. I don't tend to like the more sort of neutral pluckings here in the neutral zone. So I'd probably go with the decreased transients and then just increase it. Mind you, we also have the fret noises here at half, which will affect the realism and the impression of it. But I will say this Telecaster, too many demos in one day, is definitely harder sounding. Yeah, so it does, the original observation does apply depending on the type we're talking about here. But yeah, cool. Okay, I think that clarifies it and does actually make me even more impressed than I was maybe 5 minutes ago. But yeah, so to wrap this up, stunning, really good, really impressed by this. Again, atmospheric sounds stellar, pads and textures stellar, good amount of stuff, not too little, not too overwhelming. Again, with all of these you can jump into the layer mixer and adjust the atmosphere layers. Okay, we got to do that. I mean, we didn't do that, so we got to go in there. Let's take clean again, turn off raw, turn off everything except Luma, and let's turn intensity to atmosphere intensity to half, and this seems like a decent balance. I wonder if this type affects the atmosphere sound. Let's test that. So this one is the Luma layer. Beautiful, super immersive. So let's change this to delicate and try again. Yeah, I don't think there is, if there is a difference, it's not very audible, at least on this one. Well, I wouldn't think there is, because they probably made them sort of, what's the word? Just like a specific sound for a specific layer. So, cool. Yeah, super immersive. Again, contemplative. Very nice sound. Let's do Prism. Kind of a denser layer, more sort of synthetic. Then we have Shard. Not Shard, but Shard. Cool, reverse, plucky kind of thing. I wonder here if we change this type. Now, it doesn't sound like it affects anything, so interested in hearing whether that's a correct observation. Very nice. I love Luma the most. This is super immersive. Yeah, super good. All right, I think that wraps up every aspect that I want to cover. I don't think there is anything more to cover here, but yeah, very nice. Again, atmospheric, super nice. Pads texture, super nice. Lo-fi, super nice. Some of the basics come across a bit too harsh for me, but as we discovered, adjust the transient emphasis, and also the color, which we didn't do, but you know, yeah, you can get a lot more out of those sounds. Some of them, like the tele clean, is going to be like a harsher pluck, so you can't pull as much diversity out of it that you want. but you know, that's the stylistic choice that they've gone for, and there's obviously bound to be differences between them. But yeah, beautiful S tier atmospheres, nails that kind of sparse, ambient, plucky guitar sound, probably better than anything else out there. Super playable, super nice, super pleasant to play, and yeah, I think that about wraps it up. And it's far more versatile, even versatile in terms of these kind of more basic, realistic guitar tones, because you can tweak this thing here, and also the color and the fret noises, etc. So yeah, this is very, very impressive. It is exactly what I hoped that it would be, but it's actually far better. So yeah, I don't know, can I give it any higher praise than that? And my standards were already pretty high, because Fracture Sounds have done some really, really good stuff. So cool. I think that's it for this video. If you have this at home, let me know what you think. Let me know what you've picked up and observed, or if you have anything you want to touch on or talk about in terms of what I did here or demonstrated here in this demo, then let me know down in the comments. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Finished.